What's up you guys? Welcome back to The Fame, and a look back at Josh Duggar's relationship with his sisters over the years. It's been 6 years since Josh Duggar's life changed forever when news leaked the former 19 Kids and Counting star was responsible for molesting 5 underage girls, 4 of them being his own sisters, who were identified in police documents as Jessa, Jill, Joy-Anna, and Jinger Duggar. It was absolutely heartbreaking to read the accounts of what happened, and at the time, the family swore they'd taken steps to solve the problem when the assault happened years earlier. But soon enough, Josh was a part of yet another scandal when the world found out he had cheated on wife Anna Duggar using the website Ashley Madison. Everything that has happened with Josh has certainly affected the way that fans view him, and of course, it's changed the way he relates to his sisters forever. Anna has obviously chosen to stay with him, regardless of everything that's gone down, and initially, the Duggar sisters all said that they had been able to forgive him for what he'd done to them, and that they still loved him. Now that time has passed since the scandals were first brought to light, has any of that changed? Are Josh and his sisters close again, or is this a wound that not even time has been able to heal? The only people who are able to decide what's right in this situation are Josh's sisters, but where do they stand in their feelings about him today? Keep watching for a timeline of Josh's relationship with his sisters, from the time the news of the scandal broke all the way up to where they are today. In 2008, Josh Duggar's journey on 19 Kids and Counting. Though the family had reality specials before, the 2008 premiere of 19 Kids and Counting was the first time most viewers were introduced to the Duggars, including Josh, the oldest son. In those days, his wedding and courtship with Anna was a huge deal, since he was the first kid in the family to get married, and at that point, his reputation was still squeaky clean. Josh seemed to be on great terms with all of his siblings. In March 2015, Josh calls Jill a tattletale. As fans have pointed out in years since, when Josh gave a speech at Jill and Derek Dillard's wedding, he called Jill the family tattletale, making people on Reddit wonder if she had been the one to spill the beans about Josh's behavior to their parents. Jill Duggar got married before the scandal broke, but many years after it had actually taken place, so maybe this was a hint that their relationship just hasn't been the same since then. In May 2015, the scandal begins. In May 2015, the world found out that Josh had molested some of his sisters when they were all younger when In Touch published police documents. The police reports about the situation described the girls in enough detail that it was easy to tell which sisters were involved. The situation spiraled from there, and even though the events in the documents had taken place in the early 2000s, it was still horrifying. In June 2015, Jessa and Jill forgive Josh. After Jill and Jessa had both been exposed as 2 of Josh's victims, they appeared on The Kelly File, where they were interviewed by Megyn Kelly. The sisters shared that they had forgiven their brother, with Jessa adding that she believed calling Josh a pedophile or rapist wouldn't be accurate. "I do want to speak up in his defense against people who are calling him a child molester or a pedophile or a rapist, like some people are saying," she said. "I'm like, that is so overboard and a lie, really. I mean, people get mad at me for saying that, but I can say this because I was one of the victims." In July 2015, 19 Kids and Counting gets cancelled. Following the news of Josh's molestation scandal, TLC opted to take 19 Kids and Counting off the air, and not only did the network stop filming new episodes, but it also stopped airing old episodes. 12 years ago, as a young teenager, I acted inexcusably for which I am extremely sorry and deeply regret, Josh said in a statement at the time. "I hurt others, including my family and close friends." In December 2015, Counting On premieres. Though 19 Kids and Counting had been axed months earlier, the Duggar family was back on reality TV before the end of the year with Counting On, a new iteration of the show that was focused on the oldest daughters and their new adult lives. This time around, Josh was nowhere to be seen, and he has yet to make a comeback on reality TV. In March 2016, Joy-Anna speaks out. In an interview with People, nearly a year after the scandal became public, Joy-Anna shared her feelings on the subject, saying that even though she had been able to forgive Josh, like her older sisters said they had, but that didn't mean she trusted him. "I have forgiven him and I feel that, but the trust is not there," she said at the time. In April 2016, Jessa reacts to the Ashley Madison scandal. The following year, yet another scandal involving Josh was brought to light. He was part of the Ashley Madison leak, which forced him to admit that he had been unfaithful to his wife, Anna. On Counting On, Jessa shared that she was shocked to find out about this side of her brother. "It was very difficult, and we cried a lot of tears," Jessa said, according to People. I felt like it was especially difficult for me because I had spoken out in defense of Josh and had stood up for him, and then there was a whole another wave of things that came through. Jinger feels betrayed. In the same episode, Jinger shared her feelings, too, calling the whole situation unreal and painful for her family. It was so unreal, I still have trouble comprehending it today, Jinger said. But just the reality of this person we thought we knew, the person that we loved greatly, we still love, just the hard pain that has caused. In May 2016, the Duggar sisters go to court. In spring 2016, Jinger, Jill, Jessa, and Joanna filed a lawsuit against In Touch in Arkansas authorities for sharing their identifying information in connection to the police reports about Josh's molestation while they were still minors. At the time, the sisters said in a statement, "This case is solely about protecting children who are victims of abuse. Revealing juvenile identities under these circumstances is unacceptable, and it's against the law. The media and custodians of public records who let these children down must be held accountable. This case has vast implications for all our children. We hope that by bringing this case to the public's attention, all children will be protected from reckless reporting." In March 2020, no birthday wishes. When Josh turned 32, it seemed that all of his sisters ignored the birthday wishes that were shared on the family's official Instagram page. In fact, as Cheat Sheet pointed out, this time around, it looked like Jana was the only one to comment, wishing Josh a happy birthday, which seemed to show that the rift between him and his sisters was bigger than ever. Josh's sisters skip his party. Many of Josh's sisters also didn't appear to be in attendance at his birthday party, held at a bowling alley, either. In the photo shared to Instagram, Jessa, Jill, Joanna, and Jinger were all missing, as The Sun reported. Of course, Jinger living in LA prevented her from going, but it was definitely interesting that the three sisters who lived locally skipped out on the festivities. In June 2020, court rules against the Duggar daughters. Years after they'd filed the original suit, the sisters got bad news: their privacy lawsuit had been struck down. According to the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, the police involved in exposing the girls' identities were granted immunity, so they would not be held responsible for word getting out that Jinger, Jill, Jessa, and Joy had all been Josh's victims. Jessa and Josh spend time together. It appears that Jessa and Josh's relationship might be on the mend. Recently, their kids have been spending a lot of time together. Spurgeon and Meredith seem to be besties, so either Jessa is around Josh a lot more than she lets on, or all of these hangouts are facilitated by Anna. So far, Jessa hasn't shared any updates herself. In July 2020, where things stand today. Today, it doesn't seem like Josh and his sisters are on good terms. He may or may not be spending the most time with Jessa, but it's hard to say exactly where they stand. Josh may never be able to repair the relationships he once had with his siblings after everything has happened, but at this point, they all seem to be civil enough to spend holidays together. Right now, you guys, I want to know what you think about this news. Share all your thoughts in the comments section below. Bye guys.